Yes, yes, yes. And we are live. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, Dave Raj Bundles? I'm in the building. So we just had game one of the NBA Finals wrap up. Indiana Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder. Pacers win it. Pacers win it by 1 point. They covered the spread. The Pacers covered the spread. It was a 11-point spread. We had an 11-point spread on this game. I wish I would have went live before this game because I was telling everyone I was saying the Pacers are going to cover that. It's way too many points. The Pacers have been the comeback kings all playoffs long. They've been playing spoiler. They put the Bucks out in the first round. Let's not forget they played Cleveland in the second round. Cleveland was the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. The Cleveland Cavaliers finished with the second best record in the NBA this season, behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Pacers, they were comeback kings on them. They beat them. Played the New York Knicks, won a bunch of close games. Were the comeback kings against them as well. And they came and did it again. Game one, NBA Finals. Stunner, shocker. Covered 11 points to win the game. Quick box score. Let me see here. Field goal percentage, Indiana was over OKC in that one. Indiana had 47, OKC had 39. Turnovers. Pacers had 25 turnovers. OKC only had 7. And rebounds, Indiana out-rebounded OKC 56 to OKC's 39. And that's a category that OKC, if you want to win game one, you got to win that. You got Hardenstein, you got Chet Holmgren, you got 2 7-footers out there. You can't be losing the rebounding. You can't be losing the rebounding statistic right there. OKC did call the last minute audible out of the starters. They brought Hartenstein off the bench. They didn't put him in the starting five, so that could have played a factor in that as well. But the comeback kings, though, man, the Pacers, they did it again. This team just finds ways to win. OKC came out with all the momentum early. They were looking good, and Indiana never gave up. This is what they've been doing all playoff long, and they continued that effort right here in game one. Didn't give up. Down the stretch of that game, you got it close, and Hallie ended up hitting the game winner. This has been Indiana's MO all playoffs. This is what they've been doing. They've been sticking true to it. This is why I picked Indiana in this game one. I knew they were going to steal one of these first two games, game one or game two. Like, you got to go against the grain with some of these picks. Like, it seems like right now, like the tables have turned. It's like the nerds are up. The Halliburtons, the Indianas, Kid Cudi snitching on Diddy. Like you feel me? Like it's a weird little algorithm right now. That's what's trending up right now. Like Indiana got it. We know Indiana isn't a top shelf city or organization or anything like that, but they got it right now. They got the juice. They got a good squad. They got a good coach. They got a good a good star in Halliburton. They got the juice right now. They got it. I'm not hating on them. I'm always rooting for the Midwest. I'm always rooting for Big Ten country. You feel me? So I'm always rooting for the Midwest. Even in the college football national championship, I was rooting for the Big West against. I was rooting for the Big Ten against the South, against Texas. So yeah. Shout out to Indiana, man. 111, 110. Game two, I believe, is this Sunday. And we'll see how that unfolds. All right. So the other big news today, Aaron Rodgers has announced he is going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers announced today that they're signing the 42-year-old quarterback. He will be 42 in December. They're signing Aaron Rodgers to a 1-year deal. The Pittsburgh Steelers currently have Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson, and Will Howard, who joined the national championship at Ohio State, on their roster. Now they just add Aaron Rodgers to a 1-year deal. And FanDuel currently has the Pittsburgh Steelers win total at 6.5 wins right now. They got it at 7 wins. The Pittsburgh Steelers win total for this upcoming season is at 7 wins. So we're going to go through the Pittsburgh Steelers football schedule right here. And I'm going to predict their schedule. I didn't pick the over to under on those 7 wins. I'm going to do it right here live on stream. I'm going to see if we like the over or the under on the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule this season in the AFC North. Obviously, we know in their conference they have the Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so here we go. Week 1 at the Jets. Aaron Rodgers' first game of the season. It will be at the New York Jets against his former team. I'm going with a win right there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he gets his former team back right there. They get him the first week of the season. It's a give-back game for Rodgers. I'm giving him that. They got the Seattle Seahawks at home. I'm going with a win right there. The Seattle Seahawks, they got rid of Geno Smith. They got Sam Darnold right now, but Sam Darnold caught lightning in the bottle in Minnesota last season and won 14 games, but they got to travel to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will be high off the momentum coming off the week 1 win against the Jets. I think they'll be better than Seattle at home. I think Aaron Rodgers outplays them. All right, they're at the New England Patriots for week 3. I'm going with a loss right here. I think the Patriots will be a much improved team in the 2025 season. I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be formidable. I think they're going to be a sneaky wildcard team. I like the New England Patriots to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers at home in that game. All right, then the following week, week 4, you got the Minnesota Vikings. It's an away game, but you're playing in Dublin, Ireland in this game. This is a 9:30 a.m. game. Aaron Rodgers, the 42-year-old vet, is going against a rookie, a first-year starter, and J.J. McCarthy. I'm going with the Steelers in this one. I like the Steelers to win that game. I just think the vet outduels the rookie right there, and they win that game. All right, week 5 is their bye week. Then they got the Cleveland Browns at home coming off a bye against the Browns. I'm going with a win. I don't think the Browns are going to be very good. We don't know who their starting quarterback is right now, and I think the Steelers are just better than the Browns, and they should win that game. So I'm going with the Browns right there. At Cincinnati the following week, that is a Monday night game, or excuse me. No, it's Thursday night football game, Prime Video, excuse me. I don't think they beat the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to be very good this season. The Bengals and the Ravens are the 2 cream of the crop teams in that division. I'm going with the Bengals right there. Then they got the Green Bay Packers at home. I'm going with a loss right there. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers, the NFC North boys right there. I think the Packers are going to be good this season. After going out of Texas, I think Green Bay is going to be better and finish with a better record than Steelers this year, so I'm going with Green Bay right there. Okay. They got the Colts at home. I'm going with a win for the Steelers right there. I don't think the Colts are going to be that good. Anthony Richardson has already had some injury problems with his shoulder. They signed Daniel Jones. I don't think the Colts are going to be formidable at all this year, and I expect the Steelers to win that game. All right. At the Los Angeles Chargers, I'm going with a loss. I think the Chargers are going to be very good this season with Justin Herbert. Jim Harbaugh, I like Hampton, the running back they drafted first round out of North Carolina. Football Europe, I'm going with a loss right there. The big have a bounce back season. They're going to sweep their in-division rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going with the Bengals right there. Then Pittsburgh at Chicago. Everybody expecting big things from Chicago. Receiver, tight end help. I'm going with a win right there. For further ahead than Caleb Williams, more season. They got the more seasoned coach. I just think the Steelers win that game. I don't trust Chicago. They look good on paper, but I don't trust them. Okay, then they got the Buffalo Bills at home. I'm going with a loss right there. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills in that one. I think the Buffalo Bills are the team to beat in the AFC. They have a very favorable schedule. Josh Allen's coming off an MVP season. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills right there. Okay, then they're at the Ravens. I'm going with a loss right there. A loss to the Baltimore Ravens. I think that's going to be a close one. The Baltimore Ravens and Steelers, NFC North. Games are always a tight one. I think that's going to be a tight one. I think the Ravens could eat that out on a last-minute field goal. And I'm going with the Ravens in that one. Monday Night Football. You got the Miami Dolphins at home. I'm going with a win for the Steelers right there. I'm not sold on the Dolphins. That's a win that the Steelers are going to need at that point in the season. Monday Night Football. I think Rodgers has a good game. I expect the Steelers to win that game. Okay, Sunday, 4:30 game in Detroit at Ford Field against the Lions. I'm going with a loss right there for the Steelers. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a tight game, a highly contested game. Aaron Rodgers is very familiar with Ford Field, playing against the Lions, obviously playing so long in Green Bay in the NFC North. But I'm going with a loss right there. At that point in the season, I think Detroit's going to need that win. I think Detroit's going to be a better team than Pittsburgh this year. And that game's going to be in Ford Field. It's going to be hostile. It's going to be the end of the season. I'm going with the Lions right there. All right. And then the following week, week 16, at the Cleveland Browns. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are going to be good at all this year. I'm going with a win for the Browns. I think they sweep the series against the Browns. The Browns don't beat the Steelers this season. That's a win. And then the last game of the season against the Baltimore Ravens at home. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with a win right there. I'm gonna go with the win right there against the Baltimore Ravens. Last game of the season. Baltimore's gonna be formidable. They're already gonna have their playoff positioning at that point. I do think that game is gonna matter for seeding. But all in all, I do think Baltimore will be in the playoffs at that point, whether they're the 1 or the 2 seed in their division. Them or Cincinnati. And I'll go with Pittsburgh in that one. So all right. So as of right now, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers at. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 9 wins, 8 losses. 9-8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So FanDuel has their over and under win total starting at 6.5, 7 wins right there. I went over on it. I called 9 wins on it. So where do you guys see the Pittsburgh Steelers win total at this season? Do you see the over or the under at 6.5 wins? And do you expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to make the playoffs this season? And how do you like the Aaron Rodgers signing all in all? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'm up out of this thing, man. Peace.